Leadership means different things to different people. Leaders create an inspiring vision. Leaders lead from the front. They walk the talk. Dr. Bose, hearty welcome to our discussion today.
Thank you.
And Dr. Sam Pitroda, who is ahead of his time when it comes to technology and innovation. Dr. N. Sridhar Shetty, who has a clear vision in all the endeavors he has taken up. Mr. Bharadlal Meena, IAS, who has an eye for innovation, is the co-founder and chairman of Bharatiya Engineering Science and Technology Innovation University. Welcome to the discussions on leadership by Global TV. Mr. Sam Pitroda, we are very happy to have you with us on this discussion on leadership series by Global TV.
Thank you for the invitation.
See, many leaders build up leadership as they grow in the career or in positions. But some leaders have it from an early age. What has been your experience? Did you show leadership qualities when you were in the school, college, or you built it up as you grew up in your career?
I think one thing that I learned when I was very young came from Gandhian values. You know, I was born and raised in a small little tribal village in Orissa in 1942. It was British Raj, and Mahatma Gandhi was the hero for the nation. So conversation at home, in schools, were all about Gandhian values: truth, trust, love, freedom, diversity. So in school, we focused on these values knowingly or unknowingly.
Okay.
And then got into a boarding school where I got an opportunity to participate in variety of things.
Okay.
Music. I learned how to play tabla when I was 10 years old.
Right.
Then drama. Then debate. All these things opened your horizon
Okay.
to multiple activities, and that, I believe, ultimately helped. And good parents, parents with values, parents who focused on discipline,
Right.
and all of these things ultimately help. You know, when you are young, now that I analyze things, I realize that the most important things today would be to have discipline,
Okay.
would require some understanding of self,
Right.
respect for other human beings,
Right.
creativity, multidisciplinary approach.
Right.
All of these things ultimately add up.
You are suggesting that participating in multidisciplinary activities during your school and college really helps you to, first of all, understand yourself, and thereby you can build up your leadership qualities.
And you learn tolerance, and you learn how to communicate with people, and you learn sort of diversity. Okay.
Right. Right.
See, the most fundamental issue to me relates to self.
Right.
No business schools teach you how to build good self.
I know.
Self that is fairly strong. I find that in India, self is very fragile.
Okay.
Everybody is ready to be hurt.
Hurt. H-U-R-T. Hurt.
Yes, yes, yes. Because you don't invite me to your party, I feel hurt. Okay, you don't say hello to me and you say hello to somebody else, I feel bad.
Okay.
These are the signs of fragile self-esteem. And I see it on TV in India every day. People insulting each other, people fighting with each other, people arguing. What they are saying is, I am hurt.
Okay.
And my self-esteem is very fragile.
Okay.
I want only my viewpoint and not somebody else's viewpoint. I'm not willing to listen. I'm not open. I'm not transparent. My tolerance level is very low. You know, and I think in leadership, you need a very strong self.
Okay.
And a lot of leaders have very fragile self and they are still leaders.
That is interesting. You have a fragile self, but you are still leaders. What you're saying that we should have is very strong self and also tolerance for other people
Exactly.
around
It is
us.
okay for you to ignore me. It is perfectly all right. Nothing wrong
Right.
with it because you have other priorities and I should respect that.
Absolutely. I agree.
If you have 5 people to invite for a dinner and I'm the sixth one, it's perfectly normal.
Okay. Dr. C.V. Anandabose, IAS. Is there any person or any incident which has made you change the way your leadership style?
Well, to be specific, there is one person and one incident. I think even now, in my mind, my leadership icon is my dad. He was a freedom fighter. Like all youngsters in those days, he was also a freedom fighter. And in those days, all freedom fighters were marked by sacrifice, sense of sacrifice, dedication, commitment, and patriotism. See, there was a time when the first communist ministry which came to power through elections in Kerala, the EMS ministry in 1957, there was large-scale agitation against the government. There was a hue and cry that this communist government has to be dismissed. There is what is called the liberation struggle.
Yes.
Every day, there is picketing against the duly elected government. Mananam was a place where almost 99.9% were against the government. My father was particularly a Marxist, but he had a feeling that an elected government should not be dismissed. That was his conviction. He stood by the conviction, and against all odds, he could stand to he could show the grit, his courage of conviction. I think that is something which has always impressed me. If you feel that something is right, irrespective of the noise around you, you should be able to stick to your guns and be on the side of what you think is right. So he is one person who has really influenced my leadership qualities.
Professor Dr. N. Sridhar Shetty has more than 55 years of teaching experience. He was the president of Dental Council of India, was director and dean of A.B. Shetty Memorial Institution for Dental Sciences. His vision to institutionalize total health care for the rural and semi-urban population at the doorstep, free of cost for equality of health care. Professor, just wanted to know, did your leadership qualities were shown in the early years of your life, or it came or developed after you came into the career part of it?
To tell you very frankly, I still don't feel myself that I am a leader.
Okay.
Childhood was, we had a wonderful childhood days in our, we were all living together with my parents' house. We had a lot
Okay.
of children in the house. My brother Ratnakar is 1.5 years older than me, and we grew together. My name is Sridhar, but everybody calls me as Siri. And my Ratnakar is called as Ratna. Now,
Okay.
we were, from the childhood, we have servants, everybody is there. My mother wants everybody to know the household work, whether it is a scrubbing of the floor, whether it is a sweeping of the floor, whether it is a cleaning of the toilet, whether it is cleaning the compound, whether watering the garden, in our own way. And we were all given task in the morning. But we used to do it. But my mother used to shout at people who don't do it properly, who are a little lazy to do all those things. Somehow, I don't know that I had at that time, more concern to be doing the work perfectly. So I became more popular in the family. And instead of calling Ratnakar and Sridhar, they used to call us as Siri Ratna. I was put ahead of my brother. So this is not, I don't know why, even today people in our family call it as Siri Ratna, when they call. I don't know if I have become a leader or something, but whatever the task which is given amongst ourselves, I used to put dedicated to that work, and to best of my efforts, I used to do a work to the satisfaction of my parents and my elders. We went to the school, even in the school also, in the sports, games, we're all barefoot sportsmen. Of course, within our capacity, we show our strength in the games and ability to win the game.
Right.
Most of the games what we play is not individual games, it is to be a team game.
Team.
And so now, I don't know that they consider us leaders, but they consider us that is the best partner to be playing with the games. Then again,
Right.
when we become a little more senior and other things in the games, they say, why don't you become a captain? I don't know whether they deserve to be a captain. But still,
Right.
things happen, and maybe because of my attitude, maybe because of my liking to my co-players or my family members or even other family members, I became a personality to be always be liked by the people.
Mr. Bharatdalal, your words of wisdom on leadership will enlighten our audience today. What has been your experience in your early childhood or in your school days? Did you share any leadership qualities, or you were just another ordinary student in the making?
In early childhood days, I don't think I had many leadership qualities exhibited. I used to be a backbencher. I used to sit in the back benches in the class. But inside me, I always want to be in the front. I always wanted to be a leader. I think that might be reason that the competitiveness developed inside me. And later on, when I got the opportunity, I tried to exhibit those qualities of a leader.
You were considered as a backbencher, or you were not in the front line, but at the same time, in the heart of heart, you knew there was something in you which wanted to drive you forward.
Exactly.
I'm sure there are a lot many people in this world who have similar experience, and in the innermost mind they want to be a leader. I'm sure this will throw a lot of light for such listeners for this program. So don't worry, if you're a backbencher, you still have a chance in life. You know, when we take a positions in life, our leadership style emerges or it keeps changing. So in your experience, how has been your experience? Did your leadership style over the years change, or it has remained more or less similar?
See, leadership, of course, qualities come in force or come in play when you actually have issues to tackle. At different point of time, different qualities matter that time. So over a period of time, of course, because of experience, things change. But then overall, as a person, as a leader, you want to carry along with the team. It has to be a teamwork. If you have to be a leader, you have to carry your team together. Otherwise, it becomes a solo fight. So the team spirit is very important, and I always believed in that. Not all people are good, or not all people are performing at excellent level. So you have to have a mix. You have to find out good qualities in everyone, and then use those qualities, galvanize those qualities. That's how I try to use my experience.
So you are saying you generally tend to find out what is in each person and what are the strengths of each person, and then try to use them to the so that the organizational cause is taken care of. For the goals, what you have in mind, you direct their qualities. Is what is your
Exactly.
style of leadership?
Exactly.
So you believe that teamwork is what really works.
That's what I believe in.
Yeah. See, in our life, there are some people who could influence our development. Is there anyone in your life who has influenced your leadership or your, your achievements in life? I mean, you can think of.
I think more than any specific person, many people have effect on our lives. But in my early childhood, I uh, was influenced by my own parents. My father used to be a Gram Panchayat Pramukh there. He
Okay.
used to be one of the 5 panchas in a informal system of panchayat system there in
Yeah.
villages.
Yeah.
And then he was respected by all people in that village. So for any issue, they used to call them along with others, and then they used to decide the matters. So that leadership qualities I saw from the childhood days. Then in school days, we found that headmaster was playing very important role. So we learned many things. He was quite honest, and then we learned many things. There were other teachers. So like this, they teachers definitely play an important role in our lives. But then when I joined the Indian Administrative Service, I was influenced by the people who were neighbors who were preparing for civil service exams. That's how I came to know how civil service exams are to be written, and that I think changed the course of my life.
Okay. So you are saying in our life, every stage there is someone who influences. Like it could be
Yes.
the childhood, it could be parents. In the school days, it could be the teachers,
Yes.
and then it could be your peers or colleagues or friends around who keep influencing our leadership style. Is what is your experience, right?
Yeah, exactly. See, it's a very dynamic situation in which we live. Every time we get influenced by others, we influence
Yeah.
others. And this
Right.
dynamic process of interaction continues in a social system.
That's right. Yeah.